Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. In the year 2045, the world is a grim place. Resources are depleted, the climate is wrecked, and humanity faces widespread poverty and disease. For most, life's only solace is found within the OASIS, a vast virtual reality created by the enigmatic genius James Halliday. Within this digital utopia, anyone can be anything, go anywhere, and escape the bleakness of the real world. When Halliday dies without an heir, he announces a contest from beyond the grave, an Easter egg hunt hidden deep within the OASIS. The prize? Complete control of the OASIS itself and Halliday's immense fortune. For years, millions of guns, or egg hunters, have tirelessly searched for clues, knowing only that the riddles are steeped in Halliday's obsession with 1980s pop culture. Our story begins with Wade Watts, a poor, orphaned teenager living in the Oklahoma City stacks, towering slums built from stacked mobile homes. Like most, Wade spends his days plugged into the OASIS, attending school and seeking escape. In his secret hideout, a converted van buried in a junkyard, Wade immerses himself in the culture of the 1980s, meticulously studying every movie, game, song, and book mentioned in Acererak's almanac, a vast online journal left by Halliday. One cold morning, jolted awake by gunfire in the stacks, Wade decides to spend his pre-dawn hours in the OASIS. While exploring the retro gaming section of the simulation, a spark of inspiration strikes him. He revisits the video message left by Halliday, Acererak's invitation, and a connection clicks into place. Focusing his research on the classic Atari game Adventure, Wade uncovers a hidden clue within Acererak's almanac. He deciphers a coded message, a limerick that hints at the location of the first key. 3 hidden keys open 3 secret gates, wherein the errant will be tested for worthy traits, and those with the skill to survive these straits will reach the end where the prize awaits. Wade realizes that the first line, "The copper key awaits explorers in a tomb filled with horrors," is a reference to the classic Dungeons & Dragons module, Tomb of Horrors. He suspects Halliday has recreated this deadly dungeon within the OASIS. Driven by this revelation, Wade pores over the details of the Tomb of Horrors, memorizing its layout, traps, and monsters. Then a seemingly mundane Latin class provides the final piece of the puzzle. His teacher's explanation of the Latin word ludus, meaning both school and game, sparks an epiphany. Ludus, the planet where OASIS public schools are located, must be where the tomb is hidden. Excitement coursing through him, Wade pores over the map of Ludus and, using image recognition software, searches for a hill matching the description in the D&D module, a hill resembling a skull. To his astonishment, the software finds a match, deep within a sprawling forest on Ludus, not far from his own virtual school. Unable to afford teleportation, Wade cleverly uses a free voucher offered by his school to attend a virtual football game across the planet, a convenient detour on his path to the hidden tomb. He journeys to the designated forest and, following the map from the D&D module, finds the skull-topped hill. He descends into the darkness and unearths the entrance to the Tomb of Horrors. Inside the virtual tomb, Wade, as his avatar Parzival, navigates the treacherous labyrinth. He avoids deadly traps, collects treasures, and even acquires magical items, growing in confidence with each step. He knows from the module that the copper key lies at the end, guarded by the demi-lich Acererak. Reaching the pillared throne room, Parzival finds Acererak seated on his obsidian throne, not as a monster to be fought, but as a fellow gamer. Acererak challenges Parzival not to combat, but to a game of joust, a classic 80s arcade game. After a tense battle of reflexes and skill, Parzival triumphs over the demi-lich, proving his worthiness. Acererak transforms into Acererak, Halliday's avatar, who presents Parzival with the copper key, a simple antique key inscribed with the Roman numeral I and a cryptic clue. What you seek lies hidden in the trash on the deepest level of Daggerath. Just as Parzival is about to celebrate his victory, another avatar appears in the tomb's entrance, Artemis, the famous gunter blogger he admires from afar. She questions his presence, and a tense standoff ensues, only to be interrupted by the discovery that player-versus-player combat is disabled within the tomb. Parzival, wanting to escape and follow his clue, fabricates a story, claiming he failed to beat Acererak. Artemis, initially suspicious, seems to accept his lie, But as Parzival prepares to leave, she casts a magical barrier spell, trapping him inside the tomb. She reveals she has been trying to defeat Acererak for weeks and believes the key is rightfully hers. As Parzival stands trapped, Artemis checks the scoreboard and realizes the truth. Parzival's name is at the top, with a copper key icon beside it. She confronts him, impressed and furious in equal measure. Despite her initial anger, a spark of connection ignites between them, a shared passion for the hunt and a mutual understanding of the virtual world that has become their refuge. They exchange contact information, a rare and intimate act in the OASIS, and a sense of camaraderie and rivalry is established. Having found the copper key and cleared the first challenge, Wade Watts, as Parzival, stands on the precipice of a life-altering quest, unaware of the dangers and rivals that now lie in wait, but armed with the first key to unlock James Halliday's ultimate prize. Trapped by Artemis's magical barrier, Parzival finds himself face-to-face with the gunter he admires most. As they wait for the spell to dissipate, a tense but flirtatious conversation unfolds. Artemis, initially irked by Parzival's sudden success, eventually softens, acknowledging his skill and even apologizing for her harsh initial judgment. A strange connection forms between them, forged in the crucible of the hunt. Before the barrier drops, Artemis, impressed despite herself, shares her contact information with Parzival, and he reciprocates. However, their budding connection is cut short as the barrier dissipates, and Parzival, eager to follow the clue etched on the copper key, bids Artemis farewell, promising to see her around. Parzival, now possessing the copper key, is determined to decipher its clue. What you seek lies hidden in the trash on the deepest level of Daggerath. He instantly recognizes Daggerath as a reference to the obscure TRS-80 game Dungeons of Daggerath, a game Halliday loved. Trash points to the TRS-80 itself, often nicknamed the Trash 80. He realizes the clue leads him to Middletown, Halliday's meticulously recreated hometown within the OASIS. Teleporting to Middletown, Parzival finds Halliday's childhood home, a perfect replica, complete with the TRS-80 computer in his bedroom. He locates the Dungeons of Daggerath game cartridge among a shoebox of games and inserts it into the virtual TRS-80. As the game loads, the room fills with the soundtrack from Conan the Barbarian, a confirmation he's on the right path. Parzival loses himself in the primitive yet captivating world of Dungeons of Daggerath. He navigates the vector graphic labyrinths, battling pixelated monsters, driven by the hope that the first gate lies at the game's end. Hours melt away as he masters the game, his fingers flying across the virtual keyboard. Finally, after defeating the evil wizard of Daggerath, the TRS-80's dot matrix printer whirs to life, spitting out a message. "Congratulations! You have opened the first gate." A section of the bedroom wall shimmers and dissolves, revealing a wrought iron gate, the copper gate itself, leading to a star-filled void. Acererak's voice echoes, congratulating him and wishing him luck on his quest. Parzival steps through the gate and finds himself transported to a new challenge, a new world. He materializes in a virtual replica of 20 Grand Palace, the arcade from the movie War Games. He is now David Lightman, Matthew Broderick's character from the film. The challenge of the first gate is clear. Parzival must reenact the movie War Games. He must play the role of David Lightman, perfectly reciting dialogue and performing actions from key scenes. For hours, Parzival immerses himself in the War Games simulation. He navigates the school hallway, engages in witty banter, and even plays a tense game of Galaga, all while perfectly mimicking the movie. He learns the rules of this new game. Accurate reenactment earns points, deviations result in penalties. He utilizes cue card power-ups to overcome moments of forgotten dialogue, steadily progressing through the film's iconic scenes. Finally, he reaches the film's climax, the NORAD war room scene. His final task is to convince the Boatpar supercomputer to play tic-tac-toe, demonstrating the futility of nuclear war. He succeeds, and the simulation ends. The copper gate reappears, offering his exit. As Parzival steps back through the gate, he finds himself once more in Halliday's bedroom. He has cleared the first gate and earned a massive score boost, rocketing his avatar to 10th level and firmly placing him at the top of the scoreboard. But the victory is bittersweet. Etched on the copper key he now possesses is the riddle for the jade key. The captain conceals the jade key in a dwelling long neglected. But you can only blow the whistle once the trophies are all collected. Exhausted but exhilarated, Wade, as Parzival, steps out of the Tomb of Horrors and into the wider oasis, ready to face the next challenge, unaware that his every move is now being watched, and that the hunt for Halliday's fortune has just become a desperate race for survival. Continuing his quest, Parzival returns to his hideout, the weight of his newfound fame and the daunting jade key riddle pressing down on him. He grapples with the cryptic verse, poring over Acererak's almanac and his Grail diary, seeking any clue to the captain, the dwelling long neglected, and the trophies he must collect. Meanwhile, the oasis erupts with news of Parzival's achievement. His name is plastered across every newsfeed, and the hunt is reignited with fervor. However, this fame comes at a price. Parzival receives a chillingly polite email from Nolan Sorrento, head of IOI's eulogy division, inviting him to discuss a lucrative business proposition. Intrigued and wary, Parzival agrees to a virtual meeting with Sorrento. He is transported to IOI-1, the Sixers' chrome-plated homeworld, and given a chilling tour of their vast resources and army of egg hunters. Sorrento offers Parzival a tempting deal. Join IOI, lead their eulogy division, and share in the immense wealth that awaits the contest winner. Parzival, disgusted by IOI's corporate greed and their intention to monetize the oasis, refuses. Sorrento's demeanor shifts, and the true nature of IOI's offer is revealed. He reveals they know Parzival's real name, Wade Watts, and his location in the stacks. A live video feed shows Wade's trailer, rigged with explosives. Sorrento delivers an ultimatum: reveal the secrets of the copper key and the first gate, or die. Parzival, defiant, logs out, severing the connection. Moments later, his world explodes. A bomb detonates in the Portland Avenue stacks, obliterating his aunt's trailer and the surrounding area. Miraculously, Wade, safe in his hideout, survives, but the horrific reality sinks in. IOI is not playing a game. Grief-stricken and enraged, Wade knows he must warn H and Artemis. Logging back into the oasis, he reaches out to his friends, revealing the Sixers' ruthless tactics. H, horrified, suggests they meet in his private chat room, the basement, to strategize. Artemis and Shoto join them, and for the first time, the High Five are united, albeit virtually. They realize IOI will stop at nothing to win, and that the oasis, their sanctuary, is in grave danger. As they discuss their next move, Wade realizes he must act decisively. He resolves to infiltrate IOI and sabotage their efforts from within, a desperate and dangerous gamble. He creates a new Oasis persona, Bryce Lynch, a skilled but debt-ridden tech expert, and allows himself to be captured and indentured by IOI. Undercover within IOI's massive headquarters, Wade endures the dehumanizing reality of indentured servitude. He works grueling shifts as a tech support rep, all while secretly plotting his next move. He leverages his tech skills and stolen internet access codes to delve into IOI's eulogy division database, seeking information on the Jade Key and a way to thwart the Sixers. He discovers that IOI is indeed closing in on the Jade Key, and that they are monitoring Artemis and Shoto closely. More chillingly, he uncovers evidence of IOI's ruthless methods, including a video of Daito's murder. Armed with this incriminating data and a stolen flash drive, Wade executes his escape plan, severing his ear gear, disabling his security anklet, and slipping out of IOI headquarters undetected. Reaching a safe location, Wade contacts H, Artemis, and Shoto, sharing the Sixers' plans and rallying them for a final stand. They agree to join forces, realizing they must work together to defeat IOI and protect the Oasis. Ogden Morrow, moved by their plight and honoring his promise to Halliday, extends a helping hand, offering them sanctuary at his Oregon home and access to his vast resources. The High Five, now united in purpose, prepare for a final, desperate battle against IOI, knowing the fate of the Oasis and perhaps the future of humanity's escape from a broken world hangs in the balance. The clock is ticking, and the race to the egg is about to reach its explosive climax. Wade, now Bryce Lynch, escapes IOI headquarters and seeks refuge in an Oasis parlor. Reunited with Max, his system agent, and equipped with a portable immersion rig, he reconnects with H, Artemis, and Shoto in the basement. They finalize their audacious plan, a massive, all-out assault on Castle Acererak to breach the Sixers' impenetrable shield and seize the third gate. Wade, broadcasting as Parzival, sends a rallying cry across the Oasis, urging all gunters to join them at Castle Acererak. The response is overwhelming. Millions of avatars, united against IOI's corporate greed, converge on Chthoniya, creating a massive, unprecedented army. As the Gunter army mobilizes, the High Five prepare for their desperate assault. Ogden Morrow, now fully embracing his role as a mentor, provides them with invaluable resources and support, offering them sanctuary in his Oregon mansion and access to top-of-the-line immersion rigs. On the day of the battle, Parzival, Artemis, and Shoto arrive at Castle Acererak, each piloting a giant robot, symbols of their individual strengths and styles. Parzival commands Leopardon, pilots a Gundam, Artemis controls Minerva X, and Shoto embodies Raideen. Facing them is the formidable Sixer army, led by Sorrento in his Mechagodzilla. The Battle of Acererak erupts. A chaotic, visually spectacular clash ensues, the largest battle in OASIS history. Gunter avatars and ships clash with Sixer forces in a maelstrom of lasers, missiles, and magic. Amidst the chaos, Parzival and Shoto engage Sorrento directly, while Ake and Artemis provide cover and support. Tragedy strikes when Sorrento, in a desperate move, unleashes Mechagodzilla's devastating lightning weapon, striking down Shoto's avatar. Enraged, Parzival unleashes the full power of Leopardon, finally defeating Sorrento and his seemingly invincible mech. With Sorrento vanquished, Parzival, and Artemis turn their attention to the third gate, now accessible with the shield deactivated by Parzival's self-sacrificing act of sabotage. They enter the castle, leaving the epic battle raging behind them. Inside Castle Acererak, they find themselves in a vast, empty hall, dominated by a single arcade cabinet, Tempest. The challenge of the third gate is revealed. Beat Halliday's high score on Tempest, a game notoriously difficult and unforgiving. With only one life and millions watching, Parzival takes on the challenge. Guided by Artemis's encyclopedic knowledge of 80s gaming, Parzival exploits a bug in the original Tempest code to earn extra lives, giving him a fighting chance. He enters a trance-like state, his focus laser sharp as he navigates the game's abstract vector graphic tunnels. He succeeds, surpassing Halliday's score and unlocking the final stage. The Tempest cabinet vanishes, and Parzival finds himself transported to a recreation of Halliday's personal office. There, in the center of the room, stands a top-of-the-line immersion rig, the ultimate prize. Halliday's avatar, Acererak, appears, congratulating Parzival on his victory. He reveals the true nature of the Easter egg hunt, a test not just of skill and knowledge, but of character and worthiness. He entrusts Parzival with control of the Oasis, bestowing upon him godlike powers within the virtual world. Halliday imparts one final lesson. Reality, despite its pain and challenges, is where true life and connection are found. He then vanishes, leaving Parzival alone with his immense prize and newfound responsibility. Parzival, now master of the Oasis, realizes the true treasure is not the control of a virtual world, but the connections he has forged in his quest. He resurrects Artemis, and Shoto, sharing his victory and vowing to share his newfound fortune and power with them. In the epilogue, Wade, now a billionaire and the owner of the Oasis, makes good on his promise. He divides Halliday's fortune among the High Five, ensuring their financial freedom. He uses his control of the Oasis to make it a better place, but also recognizes the importance of the real world. He begins a relationship with Samantha, finally meeting Artemis in person, their virtual connection blossoming into a real-world romance. He understands Halliday's final lesson. The Oasis is an escape, but true life, with all its messy imperfections, is found in the real world, in human connection, and in facing reality, not escaping it. He takes the first step by initiating a change in the Oasis itself, shutting it down every Tuesday and Thursday to encourage people to rediscover the world outside the simulation, a world still worth fighting for, and a reality worth living in. If you enjoyed this book breakdown, please consider liking this video and subscribing to get notified when we post our next book.